Hi everyone, this is Miss Robinson. We're going to go over Unit 4, Day 2. So we're talking about triangles and their congruency. Today we're going to focus on the angles. So triangle sum theorem, the three angles on the inside, so we're talking about the interior angles. The interior angles of the triangle have to add up to 180 degrees. It's just like a straight line. So think of three angles of the triangle making it into a straight line. So 180 degrees is the sum of the interior angles. Okay, so let's do it. So these three angles have to add up to 180. So how do we solve for x? 9x plus 51 plus 48 equals 180. Okay, so let's think about this as a barrier. So we can combine like terms. We don't need to subtract them together. We're actually going to add them. So 51 plus 48 is 99. And then now we're going to solve for x. So I'm going to move the 99, subtract it to both sides, and get 81. And then divide 9 to both sides and get x equals 9. Okay, now let's work it out for number 2. Well, let's combine terms now before we get started. So x and 3x is 4x, and then I have 80 and negative 24. So I can combine it inside the triangle. So that's 56, and again, all three angles add up to 180. So now subtract 56 and divide 4. And find out what x equals. So that equals 31. So we figured out the answers for number 1 and number 2. I want you to try out what A is. Think about what that corner means. So corner means 90 degrees. I have 3 x's. I subtract 90 to both sides and then divide by 3. And I get x equals 30. All right, let's try the next type. So ACB. So if you can recall, vertical angles look like this. Vertical angles. These angles are congruent. So what I know is if I know what this angle is, I know what this angle is. This looks like a Star Wars plane. All right, so if I have 58 and if I have 45 and then I don't know what this one is. So I could do, to find ACB, I'm going to do 58 plus 45 plus, I don't know, equals 180, and find out what that angle is worth. So that's 77. So ACB is 77 degrees. So if this is 77 degrees, therefore this is 77 degrees. So how do I find out what CDE is? Okay, CDE, how do I find that one? Well, let's just call this one the star angle, angle D, right? Angle CDE plus 77 degrees plus 49, and I can figure out what it's worth. Okay, so let's subtract. So 180 minus 77 minus 49, and that equals 108 degrees. Oh, 54 degrees. Hello. 54 once I subtract them. So angle CDE, the measure of CDE is 54 degrees. And then the measure of angle ACB is 77. There we go. All right, so given that these are parallel, how do I figure this out? So if these are parallel, let's do our transversal and cut through it. So then these angles are on the inside. And if I have this transversal right here, that means that this 63 and C, so 63 and angle C are alternate interior. So what does that mean? That angle, the measure of angle C is 63 degrees also. Okay? The same thing happens with 45 and the B. With this transversal right here, they're on opposite sides of the transversal and they're on the interior of these red parallel lines. So let's write it down for those who are not listening. It's all good. So 45 degrees and angle B are also alternate interior. Therefore, they equal each other. So therefore, the measure of angle B is 45 degrees. All right, so now let's try out 5 and 6, and we're almost done. So angle 5, let's draw it. So I have x plus 30, and x plus 60. I'm going to add up the x's and combine like terms. So I have 3x plus 90 equals 180. This looks pretty familiar. Subtract the 90 and divide the 3, and x equals 30. It says I need to plug it back in, though, this time. So I can't just have 30. I have to plug the 30 back in. So I'm going to plug 30 into each of these and see what I get. So 30 plus 30 is 60. 30 plus 60 is 90. And then the 30 is here. So then these three should add up to 180 degrees. All right. Now let's try it for this one. So I'm going to draw it. Okay. Let's actually label it this time. So EDF. And then 6x plus 11, 3x plus 2, and 5x minus 1. And let's combine like terms. So I have 6x, 3x, and 5x. So 9 plus 5 is 14x. And now let's combine our numbers. So I have 11 plus 2 is 13, minus 1 is 12, and that equals 180. So I'm going to subtract 12 from that. Subtract 12. And then divide 14. And x equals 12. So this is a lot of our two-parters where I find out what the value of x is, and then I have to plug it back in. So I have to multiply it. So I have 6 times 12 plus 11, 3 times 12 plus 2, 5 times 12 minus 1. So I want you guys to try each of those in the calculator and practice and see what you get. All right, so angle E is 83, angle D is 38, and angle F is 59 degrees. Again, you have to check that these three add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so drawing out what you have, and then maybe they're asking you for one of the angles, or maybe they ask you for all three. But you can do it. Now it's your turn. So, I have a corner piece. That 90 degrees is angle R. Angle S is 2x plus 2. And angle T is 3x plus 3. So, let's combine our x's. Let's combine our constants and make it equal to 180 degrees. So 2x and 3x is 5x. 90 plus 2 plus 3 is 95. And now let's subtract the 95 to both sides. We should get 85. And then divide by 5. So 85 divided by 5, and I get 17. Plug it back in. We already know what angle R is. Now we need to find out angle S and angle T. So 2 times 17 plus 2 is 36 degrees. 3 times 17 plus 3 is 54 degrees. So now I have 90, 36, and 54. So thank you so much for joining me on this quick video. Day 3 is going to be a little bit longer, but we will rock out more triangles. Have a great day.